Okay, so now we're going to work a little bit more with variables. So go ahead and make a new project, console application, and I'm just going to name mine variables. Click finish. Again, sorry, I already did this, so it's already named variables. So go ahead and open up the main.cpp file. So again, we're going to have to open up our template, copy and paste. Now, if you noticed, first thing off the bat was that I replaced system pause with this input.get. Now, there's a reason for this, and it'll be covered later in the review PowerPoint, which I do at the end of every section. So, let's start by talking about variables. So, first type of variable we saw in the other tutorial where we worked with integers, and we're going to continue to use integers for this demonstration. So we're going to say int, I don't know, a. So we have integer a. Let's do int b. We have integer b, right? So this is sort of like math class. We have the same thing, except our variables are a and b. It could be x, y, z, any letter. It could be also be a string of letters in case you want to name it something. So let's actually do something with those. Now, let's say we want a to be 5. Then we use the equal sign, and the equal sign basically means the assign operator. So it's assigning a to the value 5. So a now holds that value, and then we could go, okay, b assign, I don't know, 57. And then, but what happens if we put a equals 12? Now, this looks like it would be conflicting and wouldn't work, but in actuality, what happens is since the program gets run from top to bottom, it's going to say, oh, a is 5, b is 57. Oh, they changed their mind about a, it's now 12. Now, to show that, we could just do output. So let's go ahead and do output, and we'll call these output operators. So output a, and we're going to learn a new operator today, endl, which is basically end line. And then let's output b. Again, don't forget semicolons. So what do we have so far? We told the people, well, we displayed what a was. It's 12 because it comes later than the first variable. Then we broke, and we went to that line got ended, and so we started a new line, and we're like, okay, well, this is b. So what if we do like, this is fairly simple. Let's do another end line. And let's try putting some text. And inside this text, we're going to say a plus b equals semicolons, and let's do \n to create a new line, also called carriage return from like the typewriter days. Semicolon to end the command. Now, to output this, we'll do output operator, and mathematic formulas do not require quotes because quotes means text to C++. So instead, we're just going to go a plus b and then that's our output. So let's go ahead, make sure everything's okay, and go ahead and build and run. It's going to say everything's okay. So it's going to say 12 because we told it output A. Then since B is being outputted, it's 57. And then we have some text that says A plus B equals, and then 69. Awkward. Okay, so yeah, and then notice how this right here, the \n works the same way as end line, the end line command. It's just that this is carriage return and this is end line, go to the next line. They basically do just about the same thing, except one end line has to be a separate command, cannot be inside of text, and carriage return can be inside of text, which is always put inside of quotation marks. So that basically concludes that. And also, I mentioned we changed to input.get. Now, there's a lot of positives to using this rather than system pause. System pause will actually, it only works on Windows, and it's an insecure way to stop the program or like pause for the user to say like input anything to finish the program. So input.get is a lot safer and more secure. The only downside is that it doesn't actually output something like press enter to terminate. You can make it show up, where we're gonna end up learning about functions in the future, but this was basically here to cover this episode was to cover integers and variables together. So we have our variables here, and other than that, I just wanted to end it off by saying that the variables are storage bins basically, and all the data, sort of like A and B, gets saved to RAM, system memory, and it's accessible at a later date. And if we decide to quit, just gonna say press N key to continue. If we do decide to quit, it's now purged from RAM, most likely, unless the operating system decides to keep it. But once the program ends, it should not be taking any more RAM up. So go ahead and save this program, and next lesson we're going to be learning about, I talked about the float instead of using integers in, I think, episode 3. So we're going to do float, and we're going to use that with a combination of variables, and it's basically going to be almost the same as the integer program, except this time we're going to be using float. So you're going to see that we can do stuff like actually get decimal outputs, and the average of the two sums will be the same. So that's what to expect for the future. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and comment if you have any questions, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.